Rell Seas versus Blox beef just got scary. But this situation is pretty complicated, so let me explain it from the top. So as a lot of you guys probably know, Rell Seas Devlog 2 just came out. And in Rell Seas Devlog 2, they showed 4 fruits and 4 weapons. And me personally, I thought there wasn't really much to argue about. It looked generally pretty good. So with that being said, I'm surprised to see this many problems happen because of Devlog 2. But the Blox and Rell Seas beef related things really started with this tweet by Rell Seas. He essentially said that someone should compare the Rell Seas VFX compared to its competitors like Blox and GPO. Now you might be thinking, why would he even post something like this in the first place? Well, I think it was mainly because so many people were holding really unreasonable expectations, in my opinion, for their VFX specifically. And I want to go more in depth on that later, but essentially people are holding expectations for Rell Seas that you wouldn't hold for GPO, Blox or any other Roblox game. And that's really the purpose of this tweet. He puts Blox and GPO's Gura and shows their Guras aren't perfect either. I mean, what I really think he's saying is our Gura is better than all of our competitors, but for whatever reason, our Gura is the only one that's getting nitpicked and essentially hated on. And where this situation gets really interesting is one of the Blox staff members actually responded. He said the Blox VFX is 5 years old, and why are you comparing yourself now when you're supposed to revolutionize this? And he's saying because they're supposed to revolutionize this, there shouldn't be a comparison with VFX that is years old if that was true. And then he says, maybe because you're under heat now, I thought y'all wanted attention, is this too much now? And here's my opportunity to clarify something that for some reason everybody is misunderstanding about Rell Seas. Yes, Rell Seas did say they were going to revolutionize Roblox, but not once did they ever bring up VFX, or I don't even think they brought up graphics in general. The main appeal for Rell Seas has mainly been about gameplay, so I don't really understand why everybody is expecting god tier level graphics. If you think the Rell Seas visual effects or VFX is bad, that is a fine opinion to have, that is your opinion, but they never once, I don't believe, said that VFX is the reason that Rell Seas is going to revolutionize Roblox. And currently Roblox anime games are all focused on graphics and not focused at all on gameplay, so I don't know how they would revolutionize Roblox at all by just making better graphics. That would do what they're already doing. If anything, Rell Seas is trying to do the opposite. They're trying to make us care less about graphics and more about gameplay. But then the Blox staff member said, everybody be on Blox meat and you find it funny, but when it's your game, you gotta do everything in your power to defend them, and they need to try to throw everybody under the bus to save their skin. And Rell Seas also said the developers who got mad at this post are the reason why Roblox anime games are atrocious. And honestly, this whole situation seems like a little bit of a misunderstanding, because to me this felt like one of the few times where Rell Seas wasn't directly trying to go after Blox and GPO. He is more of just trying to call out the people that were using Blox and GPO as a standard, but then dissing Rell Seas, which made no sense. And I know that might sound kind of complicated, so I want to show you guys an example of what I'm talking about. So this is a tweet made about Rell Seas by a completely unrelated Roblox dev, and this tweet really shows how much that other game devs hate Rell Seas. He said that Rell Seas is decent so far from what we have seen. They definitely take input from players / other devs, etc. Personally, I think the game's mid right now. And trust me, there's a lot more to this tweet, but I really don't understand what Rell Seas has to do to get past the mid category on Roblox. To get out of mid to a good game is not hard on Roblox. I don't understand what he's saying it's mid to. Is he saying it's mid to a AAA game? Mid compared to Elden Ring? Because I know we're not saying Rell Seas is mid compared to Blox and GPO. Obviously the game's not out yet, so we're going off of projections of what the game is going to look like, and I'm doing that as well. But I just don't understand how people can watch the Rell Seas movie Devlog 1 and Devlog 2 and sit there and say it's a mid Roblox game. If you would have said it's overhyped or something, or it doesn't meet the expectations they're putting on it, that would be a lot different. But to act like Rell Seas hasn't already shown us enough to assume the game is better than mid is just crazy to me. In my opinion, just based off the combat we've seen, the progression we've seen, the crafting system we've seen, and things of that nature, even the ship system, these are things that we haven't seen on Roblox before, a big portion of them. If you consider Rell Seas mid, what unreleased game is not mid to you? I can't even think of any besides maybe Holy War X, but it just sounds like he's chatting. I'm gonna be real. And then he goes on to double down on this. He says, I expected the game to be the greatest One Piece game. Right now it's looking average to say the least with better models / maps. I don't want to seem like a hater. So he's pretty much saying that Rell Seas is looking like a slightly above average Roblox One Piece game. And then he goes on to say, I don't want to seem like a hater. My man, bro, I'm not even trying to call you a hater because I understand when people have opinions, but it just seems like you're trying to be different for no reason. I don't think people understand what an average Roblox One Piece game. They clearly haven't played them. An average Roblox One Piece game literally consists of you beating in a bandit circle, then beating a different bandit circle, and doing that for hours on end, and that's the only content in the game. Now the quote unquote good and best Roblox One Piece games right now are Blox and GPO probably, and those are also the same thing, but this time they got a little more extra content like bosses and whatnot, and they also got a lot lot better graphics. But those are the cream of the crop of One Piece games. An average One Piece game is like Fruit Warriors, Axior's game. And there's just no way we're seriously saying a simulator bandit beater is on the same level as Rell Seas. I just genuinely don't know what you're looking at that I'm not seeing. And I'm not even trying to overhype the game or nothing, but I think it's just super obvious to anybody that watched any of the devlogs. Rell Sin also did respond to this tweet. I would go over it, but it's 5:45 a.m. and I have school. But I appreciate y'all for watching. If y'all enjoy or agreed with me, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the algorithm of the channel a lot. Love y'all. See y'all later.